Hi everyone, and welcome to the January Kids in the Kitchen event. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Common Ground Food Cooperative, they provided the bananas today, and Project Athletes for creating this month's fitness video. Today we're making pumpkin pie smoothies. So we've got a can of pumpkin, and we've got the pumpkin pie spice, we've got bananas, we've got some ice, or you can just freeze your banana overnight. We also have some honey and some coconut milk. But today I'm going to focus on pumpkins and give you some facts about pumpkins. So pumpkins are considered fruits, and they're a type of winter squash. They're closely related to cucumbers and melons. Pumpkins are nutrient dense and naturally low in calories. 1 cup of cooked pumpkin is only 49 calories, but contains 49% of your daily needs for vitamin K, vitamin C, potassium, vitamin E, iron, folate, and niacin. They also contain plenty of the antioxidant beta-carotene, which helps your body's immune system. It prevents age-related vision problems and protects your skin from harmful UV rays. Now, pumpkins grow on every continent except for Antarctica. The U.S. produces 1.5 billion pounds of pumpkin every year. And every state in the U.S. grows some pumpkins, but most come from Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and California. And Morton, Illinois, near Peoria, is actually known as the pumpkin capital of the world because 85% of the world's canned pumpkin is packed in the Nestle Libby's plant located in the center of the village. Each pumpkin produces about 500 seeds, and while canned pumpkin does not contain seeds, pumpkin seeds are also edible and nutritious. Pumpkins got their name from the story of Cinderella. You may recall that in Cinderella, a pumpkin turned into a coach to take Cinderella to the ball to meet Prince Charming. Now, before the story of Cinderella, pumpkins were actually referred to as pompions, which is a word meaning gross melons that came from the French explorer Jacques Cartier in 1584. Pumpkins weren't always popular on Halloween. People in Ireland and Scotland used to carve faces into root vegetables like turnips and beets to create jack-o'-lanterns. But eventually this tradition spread to the US and people found it easier to carve pumpkins. There weren't any pumpkin pies at the first Thanksgiving. Pilgrims did not have butter or flour to make pie crusts, nor ovens for baking. But some historians believe that pilgrims filled hollowed out pumpkins with a custard-like dessert. And they also drank pumpkin beer. So those are some facts about pumpkins. And now I'm going to turn things over to Janet, and she's going to tell you about our person of the month.
Hello everyone, our person of the month is James Henning. James Henning was born a slave and was a cook for the president Thomas Jefferson. At 30 years of age, he negotiated his freedom. He cooked what some refer to as the most famous dinner in history, the dinner that reconciled Alexander Hamilton and Thomas Jefferson and created the Compromise of 1790. The dinner was memorialized in the musical Hamilton with the song The Room Where It Happened. Hemmings traveled to Paris and took lessons to speak the French language. He became the first American trained as a French chef. Hemmings was the first American chef to cook at a diplomatic embassy. Hemmings introduced the modern stove to America. He brought a number of foods to America such as macaroni and cheese, ice cream, French fries, creme brulee, meringues, and French-style whipped cream. Hemmings influenced generations of cooks and caterers who established fine dining in America.
Awesome. Well, thanks to Janet for talking about our person of the month. And so today it's my pleasure to show you guys how to make this recipe. So we have pumpkin pie smoothies this month. And this recipe is pretty fun and easy because you get to just add everything to the blender. There's not a specific way that you add the ingredients like some of the other recipes we've done so far. So as Karen nicely explained for what ingredients we have pumpkin pie puree. So we can start adding all of those to our blender. And everyone's blender might be a little bit different, but it'll do a really nice job of mixing everything together. So first, we add our pumpkin pie puree. You can see it's nice and orange, just like pumpkins. And I'm trying to get everything right at the bottom, so a spatula can be really helpful for trying to get everything out of your can. And so then the next thing I'm gonna just choose to add is our light coconut milk. So I'm just gonna add that all right up in there. You can see already our blender's pretty full, so we're gonna have a lot of smoothie. Okay, so next, what I'm going to add is our banana. So some of you might have frozen your banana ahead of time, and that's great. If you already froze your banana, all you need to do is add the banana to the smoothie. But if you didn't freeze it, then we'll also want to add some ice. So you can see our banana here is about room temperature, so I'm going to add our banana plus some ice as well, and I'm just going to break this up so it doesn't stick outside our blender. Okay, so we got our banana in there, and so now I'm going to add a little bit of ice just so our smoothie is nice and cold. And in terms of ice, you just need a little bit of a handful, so I have like 5 ice cubes that I'm going to add to our smoothie. And then to make our smoothie a little bit sweeter, there's 2 different things I'm going to add. The first is the pumpkin pie spice. So we just need a little bit of that, so I'm just adding 1 teaspoon. You guys will already have that pre-measured for you, so that'll already be in your meal kits. And then the last thing to make our smoothie a little bit sweeter is our honey. So this can be a little bit tricky to open sometimes, and I might just try opening the other one from the other side first. And we're just going to add our 2 things of honey. Maybe Janet can help me get one open while I'm opening the other one. And maybe you guys might want to try using a scissors for this. So we're going to add our first thing of honey and our second little bit of honey. Okay, so then after we have all of our ingredients in there, we're going to want to be really careful that we get the top of our blender on correctly, because we don't want everything to explode all over the place. That wouldn't be very fun to clean up. And different blenders have different settings on them. Ours, it looks like it's pretty cool, and it actually has a smoothie setting, so I'm just going to click that button. But if yours doesn't have a smoothie setting, you can just turn it on or off, or switch the clicker to make it more or less. Right now you can hear it's working on the ice at the top. And one little trick that you can try is if you're noticing some of the stuff at the top isn't blending quite in, you can try doing a little bit of mixing. And then that should get some of the ice towards the bottom, just so that we get everything all mixed up. Awesome! So now we have our pumpkin pie smoothie. So I hope all of you guys enjoy your smoothie. If you don't have a blender at home, you can always mix it yourself. It just might not be as smooth as the one with the blender, so that's one of the pros of a blender. And we look forward to talking to all of you guys next month for the next Kids in the Kitchen.